Hey beauties, welcome back to another segment of Kim Cooks Live, where I teach you how to make very easy, healthy, beautifying, and energizing dishes, usually in 10 or 15 minutes or less, that you can make for meals, snacks, and so on. So today, it's a nice snuggly Sunday. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I'm in my snuggly sweatshirt and my pajama pants, and I am making a very easy lunch, a leftover lunch that I make sometimes, especially on the weekends, which is a veggie fried rice. And it's really delicious. It's really easy to make. I do it in just a few moments, and it's based on leftovers. So let's get started right away. Hi guys, starting to come in. Hi Anthony. So you only need a couple ingredients for this, but the key is having leftover rice in your fridge. And this is sprouted organic brown rice. And the sprouting process is really important because it helps to neutralize, makes digestion easier, make sure that you're absorbing minerals. It also helps to remove lectins. And soaking and sprouting rice is really easy. There's instructions how to do it in my second book, Beauty Detox Foods, but basically you could soak it in water overnight, rinse really well. I also, nowadays, I get sprouted brown rice because sometimes I forget to soak it. It's like just removes another step. You can get it in the bins at health food markets. You can get it online. You can get it in bags at health stores. And it really, you can get it already sprouted. So when you're making a batch, you also don't have to take that step. So that's what this is. The veggies that I'm using today, I diced up some carrots. And in the interest of sort of a very easy Sunday meal, we're actually going to be using these organic frozen peas, which I think works really well with fried rice, and then you don't have to chop another veggie. I also love mache. You could use any sort of mixed green, but mache is a really nice soft lettuce. And we're going to be throwing this in after we cook, so we're going to keep this nice and raw, and it adds a raw element. So this becomes like a mix between a cooked and a raw dish, and you could have it at the same time. So here we go. I've got my trusty green pan, my ceramic pan that I use a lot of the time, and we are going to put we're going to use like a medium flame for our fried rice here. Now, a lot of times when I'm stir frying, you guys, I don't measure things. I kind of just pour things in and out and adjust, and that's the beauty of stir frying, especially. And you know, making these quick meals, you can really adjust it for your taste. It doesn't have to be fussy. You don't have to get your tablespoon out unless you like to, of course. But for me, I'm going to eyeball it. This is an organic, unrefined coconut oil, and I'm putting in, let's say, a tablespoon. So you want to put in, you know, a decent amount, not too much oil, but a decent amount because we are making a fried rice. I really like using coconut oil because it has a high smoke point. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, please check out. I wrote a really extensive blog about coconut oil controversy when this came out, you know, a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago now, about this recommendation to get away from coconut oil. And so I wrote a really lengthy response. I'm not going to get into it all right now, but you know, coconut oil is a really fantastic oil to cook with. I really recommend it over vegetable oils, or when you're cooking a little bit higher point, I definitely recommend it over olive oil. You can cook with olive oil, but I use it at lower temperatures. So check out the blog if you guys are interested, but coconut oil is still my go-to cooking oil, and it's fantastic. It's also great for your metabolism. It digests really well. It's energizing. It's made mostly of medium-chain fatty acids, so it's fantastic. Okay, so I diced up, before we got on, about 3/4 of a cup of carrots. And this is the hardest veggie in our fried rice, so I'm going to stick that in right now. So I talk about this almost every time we do one of the Kim Cooks Live shows, but if you are a garlic or onion eater, of course, you can add onions and garlic to your stir fry. I don't use onions and garlic very much myself anymore, just for mental reasons. I find that these foods can irritate my system and make me a little bit more edgy and irritable for my body type, even though they, of course, have fantastic health properties. But some people may say, oh my gosh, like, you know, fried rice has to have onions and garlic. So if you don't mind, hi Christina from Boston, if you don't mind onions and garlic, by all means you can put it in. But just for me and my constitution, I'm just not using onions and garlic a lot. Onion and garlic a lot in my recipes. Hi guys, if you guys are just joining us, we're making a healthy, easy, sort of leftover fried rice, a lazy Sunday meal as I'm snuggling in my pajamas and don't want to do too much else. So some of you guys asked me about frozen veggies. I think they're great. They're usually flash frozen at the moment of peak ripeness. They retain a lot of minerals and nutrients. These are organic peas. I like to keep them around because it's a veggie. You don't have to chop, so it cuts down on your prep time. So I'm going to put also about 3/4 of a cup in here. This is my staple frozen veggie, I would say. I don't have other ones, but if you guys find you're having a hard time getting to the market regularly, you could do frozen spinach, like you could do frozen greens for sure. It's definitely a lot healthier over canned vegetables, which I don't recommend. I'm going to add nice color. I'm going to turn down the temperature just a little bit. And the things moving around in here. Peas and carrots. So of course for this, sometimes I add red pepper. I just don't have any right now, which adds a nice red color. You of course do any veggies. We're going to be adding the greens at the end, but we're going to do it after we take off the heat, as I mentioned. This is how I typically make this. It's like a combo of a salad and a cooked meal, or a cooked dish. This is like big chunk of peas. But yeah, there, it's starting to break down finally. There we go. Hi guys, I hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday so far. We just had a really fun Halloween party in the park with one of my mom's groups, and it's nice. And now we're having this little downtime. Bubby is napping, so now I'm making easy Sunday lunch. Okay, so that's going. I can see a little bit of color coming on the carrot. So if you guys are just joining us, I was mentioning that I have this sprouted brown rice in the fridge. I make it in batches. It's really easy to do things with. So I'm going to measure about 1.5 cups cooked. It's sprouted, so it's easier to digest. You absorb the minerals more from it. It removes the lectins, a great deal of the lectins. The sprouting process also helps to remove any potential heavy metals from the rice. So that's about 1.5 cups, let's say. Again, I don't measure too much. It depends how many people you're cooking for, obviously, and you know how hungry you are. But this is like not as much rice and more veggies as you might typically get in a restaurant, where it's the other way around. So I'm just going to try and break up these big chunks of the rice. Now rice will last in your fridge for a couple days. I do make quinoa and rice in batches. Okay, so it's starting to stick a tiny bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add a tiny bit of water. At this point, I don't want to really add a little bit more oil to this, just to deglaze and keep things moving. It's going to steam off anyway. I do have my hood going. Oopsies. Sometimes the veggies go in there, which I'll have to clean later. Even though I just cleaned the stove yesterday, so that's a little bit annoying. So if you find like the veggies are getting everywhere, I also have another ceramic pan with a wider lid, and that's a little bit easier for cleanup, but just depends what you like. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of liquid Bragg's. And I like this a lot. It's pretty watery. It's gluten-free. It's made from non-GMO soybeans, so it's sort of like a gluten-free, watered-down alternative, which makes it lower in sodium because it's so watery. And I don't measure again. I just kind of do a little dollop. If you like a little bit of a saltier taste, as we do in our house, you could add a little more, of course a little bit less. Getting all the chunks out. Now, for an acid to brighten, I'm adding a little bit of raw apple cider vinegar. So now at this point, the heat is medium-low. And this, of course, vinegar, brightness. You could also do lemon juice. I'm just going to add a tiny bit, like 1/2 teaspoon, and this really helps to accentuate the flavor of your stir fry or fried rice. It's always good to have some kind of acid to balance the salty flavor. So today that's what I'm using. Starting to stick a little bit, but don't worry guys, because if you have the ceramic pan, it will clean so easily. It's really awesome. I'm going to keep moving it from the outside into the middle. And now, the other thing I'm going to add is just a pinch of this coconut sugar. Get a new spoon. So just in the way that the acid helps to balance the flavor, just like a little 3/4 of a teaspoon or so. The sweetness also balances just a little bit. It's going to really help to pop the flavor. So we're using that ground coconut sugar, and all the chunks are out now. The peas have melted well. Okay, so it's nice and colorful. Again, I'm going to turn this off. If you guys want to add more veggies, like I would recommend red peppers are fantastic, asparagus, cucumbers, like there's so many different things you could add, celery. So now I'm going to take my greens. Today I'm using mache rosettes, which I like a lot because they're nice and soft. I have mixed greens that I use sometimes, spinach. You can even do chopped kale. But I'm going to take a huge handful like this. Now notice I took this off the heat and moved it from the back to the front because it will still keep cooking. You keep it on that burner. So I'm just taking like a huge handful like this, and I'm going to throw it right on top. So what it's going to do, it's going to wilt. So this is sort of like the way I do my fried rice is like a combo of a salad, wilted salad, fried rice situation where I don't have to add a separate dressing, but the raw greens are going to wilt slightly with the warmth. So it's adding those nice enzymes which are going to help everything digest as well, and the vitamin C, all the vitamins in the greens. So I'm just mixing it very delicately now. It's going to pick up all the flavor from the stir fry, the part that I actually cooked, without having to do a separate salad. So these are the kind of things I do on my own because then I don't have to wash a salad bowl separately and make two separate things. I literally just threw the greens in. And if I wasn't blabbing to you guys, I could make this dish in like 2 minutes. So here's what it looks like. And I'm going to put it in a plate so you guys can really see it. So I do like this sort of like wilted salad, warm cooked combination for those reasons. I don't have to wash anything else. I'm just going to soak this green pan, and it's literally going to be ready in, it's going to be clean in like 2 seconds. So this will probably be at least 2 servings. I did 1.5 cups of rice. There's going to be a bigger serving for Meg, for my partner, and a smaller one for me. I just want to show you guys what it looks like. It's very green heavy. Ta-da! It's sprouted. It's really delicious. It's got really great. Flavor to it. So Emily said cucumber and stir fry. Yeah, if I was doing the cucumber, I might do it at the very end, or I would mix it in raw with the greens. Thank you, Gina. Mushrooms would be fantastic in this. I totally forgot to mention mushrooms. Angelica says, I don't understand how you sprouted your rice. So the rice, you do sprout before you cook it. I buy sprouted rice. You can buy it, it's like $1 more. I think it's really worth it. Or you can soak it overnight and rinse it really well. You'll see the bubbles and sort of the scum come on the top. So it just helps remove phytic acid. It helps to make the digestion process easier. So that's why it's different, to answer your question. Emily says, how do you sprout? So yeah, there's more information, you guys, on KimberlyCenter.com about sprouting rice, also Beauty Detox Foods. And also, you guys, check out the blog about coconut oil, but also rice. There's a lot about that. So many questions, you guys, about sprouting rice. Yes, please check out the website because they'll go into a lot more detail. Carol says your quinoa 10 veggie fried rice is my family favorite. That's amazing. So yes, in Beauty Detox Foods, thank you, Carol, for reminding me. I do a little differently. That one I add sesame oil at the end. It's a little bit more complex. It's like a really easy pared down version. It's perfect for our Saturday or Sunday lunch. So I hope you guys make this for yourself. Remember, just having a couple staples around. Things like frozen peas can go a long way. Carrots that last a while. Some greens that you can toss in, and try it for yourself. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend leading up to Halloween. Fun times ahead. And I'm going to be back here in a few days. I'm going to be doing our Q&A session. Make sure you guys subscribe because I am on random times. And I'll see you guys soon. Or I'll see you on the blog. Lots of love.